I thought the woman I loved was just testing me. 3 years together, shared apartment, shared life. Then one ordinary Tuesday night she looked me dead in the eyes and said she was blocking me for a week, so I would finally learn to appreciate her. I replied, fine. Then, during that week, I packed all her stuff and sent it to a storage unit. One day, she messaged me herself. Do you miss me? I just sent her the unit code along with a reply to her message as well. I'm 31, a software engineer. And I'd been dating Bridget for almost 3 years. We lived together in my 2-bedroom apartment downtown. Well, my apartment. Her name wasn't on the lease, something that would become important later. Our relationship had always been a little turbulent. Bridget was the type who tested boundaries constantly, poking at insecurities to see how much I'd tolerate. Early on, I chalked it up to her being passionate or spirited. My best friend Aaron called it manipulation. But I wasn't ready to hear that yet. The real problem started about 6 months before everything blew up. Bridget developed this habit of playing games whenever we had a disagreement. If I forgot to text her back within an hour, she'd go silent for an entire day. If I made plans with Aaron without asking her first, she'd passive-aggressively sulk until I canceled. The pattern was exhausting, but I kept telling myself relationships required compromise. Then came the blocking threats. The first time, we'd argued about her spending $400 on a purse when she still owed me rent. She'd stormed out, and I got a text an hour later. Maybe I should just block you so you realize what you're losing. I apologized that time, like an idiot. It happened again 2 weeks later over something trivial. I'd bought the wrong brand of coffee. Again, with the blocking threat. Again. I smoothed things over. The third time, I started noticing the pattern. This was her nuclear option, her way of winning every conflict by making me chase her. The final incident happened on a Tuesday evening. I'd gotten home late from work because of a critical bug deployment. I texted her around 7 to let her know, but she'd already cooked dinner and eaten without me. When I walked through the door at 8:30, exhausted, she was sitting on the couch with her arms crossed. You couldn't even be bothered to come home on time, she said, not looking at me. Bridget, I texted you. We had a system outage. I couldn't just leave. You could have if you wanted to. You just don't prioritize me. I dropped my laptop bag on the chair. That's not fair. You know my job sometimes requires. I'm blocking you for a week. She cut me off, standing up. So you can learn to appreciate me. Maybe then you'll understand what it's like when I'm not around. I stared at her. Something in my chest just settled, like a switch flipping. I was done. Fine. I said calmly. She blinked, clearly expecting me to protest. Fine. That's all you have to say? Yeah. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. Her face shifted from surprise to satisfaction. She actually smirked. Good. Don't try to contact me. I'll reach out when I'm ready for you to apologize properly. She grabbed her phone and purse, brushed past me, and left. The door clicked shut behind her, and I stood there in the sudden silence of my own apartment. Then I looked around. Her stuff was everywhere. Clothes draped over the chair, makeup cluttering the bathroom counter, shoes scattered by the door, her decorative throw pillows consuming my couch. 3 years of gradual invasion. I pulled out my phone and called Aaron. She finally did it, didn't she? He answered before I could speak. Yep. Blocked me for a week to teach me a lesson. Jesus. What are you going to do? I looked at the pile of her belongings. I'm packing her stuff. Wait, seriously? She wants space? I'll give her all the space she needs, permanently. Aaron laughed, but it was the nervous kind. Dude, are you sure? What if she comes back and loses it? She blocked me, Aaron. She left. I'm just helping her commit to that decision. He was quiet for a second. You need help? I'll let you know. I hung up and got to work. I started in the bedroom, pulling her clothes out of our shared closet. Dresses, jeans, that ridiculous collection of scarves she never wore. Everything went into garbage bags, carefully, not carelessly. I wasn't destroying anything. I was just removing it. The bathroom took longer. She had products everywhere. Multiple shelves dedicated to skincare routines she'd lecture me about. Serums, toners, masks, at least 15 different lipsticks. All of it went into a box. By midnight, I had everything sorted. 12 garbage bags, 4 boxes, and 1 suitcase. The apartment looked bigger, cleaner, like it could breathe again. I stood in the living room, taking it in. For the first time in months, the space felt like mine. I could actually see the color of my couch without her endless throw pillows obscuring it. Wednesday morning, I called around to storage facilities. Found one 3 miles away with climate-controlled units. Booked it online. Paid for 3 months up front, $267, which felt like a small price for peace of mind. By Wednesday afternoon, I'd loaded everything into my car, 2 trips, and filled the 5x5 unit completely. I took a photo of the unit number, the lock, the receipt. Then I went home and changed my locks. Cost me $200 for a same-day locksmith, but worth every penny. The guy asked if I was okay. Probably sensing the energy. Never better, I told him. Thursday and Friday passed quietly. I worked, went to the gym, had dinner with Aaron. He kept asking if I felt guilty. Not even a little, I told him over beers Friday night. I feel lighter, like I've been holding my breath for months and finally exhale. What if she shows up? She can't get in. And honestly, I hope she does. I want to see her face when she realizes I'm serious. Aaron shook his head, grinning. You're cold, man. I respect it. Saturday. I deep cleaned the apartment. Mopped floors, wiped down surfaces, rearranged furniture. Reclaimed the space entirely. Put up that movie poster she always hated. The original Star Wars one sheet I'd kept rolled up in my closet for 2 years. Bought myself the expensive coffee I actually liked. The dark roast she claimed was too bitter. I even cooked myself a proper dinner. Steak, the way I preferred it, medium rare. Bridget always wanted hers well done, and would guilt me into overcooking mine too. Sitting at my table, eating food I actually enjoyed, I realized how many small compromises had added up to feeling like a stranger in my own home. Sunday evening, exactly 5 days into her block, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Do you miss me? I sat there staring at it. The audacity. She blocked me on her main number, but texted from a different one because she couldn't stand not knowing if I was suffering. This was her game. Make me sweat, then swoop back in expecting me to be grateful. I opened my photos, found the storage unit picture, and sent it to her. Just the image, no explanation. Watched the delivered status change to read. 3 seconds later, my phone rang. The unknown number. I let it ring until voicemail. It rang again immediately. Again, voicemail. Then came the texts, rapid fire. What is this? Where is my stuff? This isn't funny. Call me right now. Answer your phone. I typed out one message. Storage unit. 2847B. Code 4729. 3 months paid. Your stuff is safe, we're done, send. The phone rang again. This time I answered. What the hell did you do? Bridget's voice was shrill, panicked. Exactly what you asked for. You wanted space. I gave you space. I meant for a week. You knew that. No. You said you were blocking me. You left. I'm just respecting your decision. I'm making it permanent. You can't just throw me out. That's my home, too. Actually, it's my apartment. Your name isn't on the lease. You don't pay rent on time, and you just abandoned your belongings here for a week without communication. I packed everything carefully, nothing's damaged, and I'm storing it in a secure facility. You're welcome. You're insane. This is illegal. Check with a lawyer if you want. I'm pretty sure I'm in the clear. Your stuff is safe, you have the code, and you can collect it whenever you're ready. Her voice cracked. You're seriously breaking up with me over a stupid game? It wasn't a game to me, Bridget. You've been using the threat of abandonment to control me for months. I'm tired. We're done. I was coming back. You knew I was coming back. And I'm saying don't. There's nothing here for you anymore. I changed the locks. Silence. Then you changed the locks? Yep. This is insane. Her voice shifted, turned pleading. Baby, please. I'm sorry. I went too far. I was just hurt and scared and I needed you to understand how much you mean to me. I love you. Bridget, stop. This isn't about this week. This is about every time you've pulled this. I'm exhausted. It's over. You can't do this to me. Where am I supposed to go? That's not my problem anymore. Your parents live 20 minutes away. You have friends. Figure it out. I hate you. Her voice was cold now. The tears gone instantly, like flipping a switch. That's fine. You'll have plenty of time to process that. Goodbye, Bridget. I hung up. Blocked the unknown number. Then I ordered pizza. The kind with anchovies that she always vetoed, and put on a movie I'd wanted to watch for months, but never could, because Bridget thought superhero movies were childish. Over the next week, I got messages from mutual friends. Most were confused, asking what happened. I kept it simple. She blocked me as a punishment. I took it as a breakup. It's done. A few people took her side. One of her friends, Natasha, sent me a long message about how cruel I was, how I'd abandoned Bridget when she was vulnerable, how real men fight for their relationships. I didn't respond. There was no point arguing with someone who'd only heard Bridget's version. Aaron, though, was in my corner completely. You did the right thing, man. She was draining you. I watched it happen for 2 years. You're already different, lighter, happier. Don't let anyone guilt you out of that. My sister Kate called on Thursday. She'd heard about the breakup through the friend network somehow. Did you really lock her out? She asked. She blocked me and left. I just made it official. Kate was quiet for a moment. Good. I never liked her. She was always playing victim while treating you like garbage. I'm proud of you. That meant more than I expected. Kate had kept her opinions to herself during the relationship, but hearing her validation felt like permission to stop second-guessing myself. 2 weeks later, I heard through the grapevine that Bridget had picked up her stuff from the storage unit. She'd had to rent a U-Haul and get her brother to help. Apparently, she'd cried the whole time, telling everyone I was a monster who'd thrown her out on the street with no warning. The irony wasn't lost on me. She'd literally blocked me and left, but somehow I was the villain for taking her seriously. I didn't feel like a monster. I felt free. Update 1. 1 month later, life settled into a new rhythm. I started cooking more, experimenting with recipes I'd bookmarked but never tried. Took up running in the mornings, something Bridget had always discouraged because you're already in decent shape. Why bother? Turns out I enjoyed it. Work improved too. I hadn't realized how much Bridget's constant texting and demands for immediate responses had fragmented my focus. Without that distraction, I finished projects faster, contributed more in meetings. My manager noticed, mentioned something about growth opportunities. Bridget tried to reach out one more time, this time through Facebook Messenger since I blocked her everywhere else. The message was long, oscillating between apologetic and accusatory. She claimed she changed, that she understood now, that therapy had helped her see her patterns. Then the next paragraph blamed me for giving up too easily and not fighting for us. She ended with, "I know you still love me. You're just stubborn. When you're ready to be an adult about this, I'll be waiting." I read it once, then I blocked her there, too. Aaron set me up on a date with his coworker, Lauren. Coffee shop, Saturday afternoon, low pressure. We talked about books and terrible movies, and nothing heavy. She was a graphic designer, showed me some of her work on her phone. When I mentioned I'd recently gotten out of a relationship, she nodded. "Bad breakup?" she asked. "Necessary one." She smiled. "Those are the best kind." At the end, she said, "This was nice. No drama, no games, just conversation. I'd like to do it again." "Yeah," I said. "Me, too." We went out again the following week. Dinner this time, at a Thai place I'd always wanted to try, but Bridget had refused because she didn't trust ethnic food. Lauren ordered the spiciest dish on the menu and challenged me to keep up. I failed, laughing through the pain while she grinned triumphantly. It was easy, comfortable, real. 3 months after the breakup, I ran into Bridget at a grocery store. She was with someone, a tall guy with a beard, holding her hand. She saw me first, her eyes going wide. I nodded politely and kept walking toward the produce section. As I passed, I heard her say to him, "That's my ex." His response, "The guy who locked you out?" He didn't lock me out. I left, and he completely overreacted. Classic insecure male behavior. I grabbed some apples, weighed them, moved on. Let her tell whatever version of the story made her feel better. The truth didn't need my defense. As I was checking out, I saw them in the parking lot. The guy was loading groceries while Bridget stood there scrolling her phone, not helping. He said something to her. She waved him off dismissively. He looked tired. I felt a flash of pity for him. Then let it go. Not my circus. Not my monkeys anymore. Update 2. 6 months later, Lauren and I were serious now. She'd met Kate, my sister, even my parents. Everyone loved her. More importantly, I loved how I felt around her. Steady, respected, seen. One night, lying in bed at her place, she asked, "Do you ever think about Bridget?" "Sometimes," I admitted. Not in a missing her way, more like reflecting on why I stayed so long. And fear of being alone, I think. And this stupid idea that relationships were supposed to be hard. That fighting meant we cared. Turns out that was just exhausting. Lauren propped herself up on one elbow. "You know what I appreciate about you? You don't play games. When you're upset, you say it. When you're happy, I know it. There's no guessing, no tests." "That's how it should be," I said. "Yeah. But a lot of people don't get that." I thought about Bridget. About all the hoops I'd jumped through trying to prove my love. The constant uncertainty, the walking on eggshells, the exhaustion of never knowing which version of her I'd get. "I'm done with people who don't get it," I said. Lauren kissed me. Good. 7 months after the breakup, I got a wedding invitation from Natasha, Bridget's friend who'd sent me the angry message, the one who'd called me cruel. I almost threw it away, but curiosity won. The invitation was for Natasha's wedding, but Bridget was listed as maid of honor. There was a handwritten note inside. "I hope there's no bad blood. Bridget said you might not come, but I'd like you there. Also, I owe you an apology." I heard the full story. "You were right to leave." I texted Aaron a photo of it. He called immediately. "Are you going?" "Hell no. But it's nice to be vindicated." "She's going to be there with her new guy. You know, probably trying to make you jealous." "She can try. I'll be with Lauren, doing literally anything else." As it turned out, Natasha's wedding happened the same weekend Lauren and I had plans to visit wine country. We spent the day tasting wine, eating good food, laughing about nothing important. My phone stayed silent. No drama, no texts, no games. The truth was simple. Bridget wanted to play games and I decided to stop playing. Sometimes the best response to manipulation isn't anger or hurt. It's just walking away and not looking back. My apartment stayed quiet, stayed mine. I eventually let Lauren start keeping clothes there, but it felt different, equal, chosen, not an invasion but an invitation. Whenever someone asked me what happened with Bridget, I kept it short. She wanted space. I gave her exactly what she asked for. Most people got it. The ones who didn't, weren't worth explaining it to. And that storage unit code, 4729, sometimes popped into my head at random moments. A reminder that I'd finally learned the most important lesson. When someone shows you who they are through their actions, believe them, and act accordingly. I never looked back. There was nothing behind me worth seeing. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.